Hey everybody, this is Alan Fine, and I'm here with Peter Manis, who is the co-founder and executive vice president of Tailwind Air. And I've got to tell you, I just went from New York to Boston in just over an hour. I didn't go through any major airports. I went from 23rd Street on the east side right to Boston Harbor and right to a limo to my hotel. It's something you've got to tell your clients about, and we're going to tell you all the details here on Insider Travel Report. Let's start off with the history of this airline. It's not brand new, is it?
No, Tailwind was founded about 10 years ago. We've been flying seaplanes since 2016. We have a fleet of seaplanes now. We've been experiencing steady growth. We also have a fleet of managed land planes that we operate, including some jets and turbo.
How many of each?
We have a total of about 18 aircraft under management, of which 3 are the dedicated scheduled service seaplanes, and the others are a mixture of mid-size, large jets, as well as turboprops like Pilatuses and TBMs.
Okay, so now where do you go?
So we have a regional network, primarily focused and concentrated from Manhattan and Boston. We operate from Manhattan's only seaplane base on 23rd Street, as well as we have exclusive rights to land in Boston Harbor. It's unique to our company. It's something we worked on for many years. We land right parallel to Logan Airport, and our departure point from Boston is in the Seaport District.
Right. We're going to show you all that, so keep watching the footage. How did you get exclusive in Boston?
It was a multi-year process. Involved a lot of federal, local, state agencies, a lot of meeting with the community and addressing some of their concerns and issues. It's been amazingly well received. Boston has really embraced seaplane service. It's a nice feature. Boston's very much looking out on its own harbor after post Big Dig, which about 20 years ago, and it's an exciting new feature for the city. And certainly provides a lot of benefits for people who use our airplanes.
Absolutely. So, but you also fly, am I wrong, Nantucket, Provincetown? Let's talk about those routes as well.
Yeah, we do. So we operate daily service from Boston to Nantucket. We also offer service to the Hamptons and Shelter Island from New York, to Provincetown, as well as Newport, Rhode Island. And our main route is from Manhattan to Boston.
So I wanted to say, today you said we had headwinds and it was actually a long flight. It wasn't that long a flight, but people do have to realize there's no bathroom. They have to prepare for that, and no snacks. But one of the things that I found fascinating is I was just on an airline in Europe and there was no internet, but here I had internet, I had cellular. It was just a part of the flight.
Yeah, so our airplanes operate under 10,000 feet. They're not pressurized, which means you generally stay connected to the ground network on your phone. Additionally, we do have snacks and lounge and restrooms and both the departure and endpoint. On board, our seats are actually quite spacious. They average about a 35 to 36 inch seat pitch, which is equivalent to a premium economy type seating. All seats are aisles and windows, as you experienced yourself, and we have big, beautiful windows as part of the benefit of not being pressurized. You've got big glass windows to see lots of the view all up and down the Northeast.
So there were only 8 passengers for this flight. Is that usually what it is on your planes?
That's our maximum passenger capacity. All Tailwind scheduled services are operated with 2 pilots.
So I was going to talk about the safety. You have 2 pilots. The other thing is a lot of places you can land, a lot of water to land on. And how much space do you need if you had to land on land?
Yeah, so there are fundamental benefits to have. We operate an amphibious seaplane. An amphibious seaplane also has wheels. We can land at any airport. They actually have very good short field performance. We can land in some very small fields, including places like Fisher's Island, Newport, a number of small tracks, so to speak. Obviously, any lake or body of water is a viable alternate as well.
Right. And but also you have backup airports if you need it.
We do. In adverse conditions such as low clouds where we're not able to use the water, our scheduled services between Boston and New York operate to either Norwood or Logan Airport on the Boston side, and they'll operate to either Westchester or Teterboro here. So we still get people from A to B.
And then you take care of them from that alternate airport.
We do. From the alternate airport, we provide a ride share or car service into where they're ultimately going. With our apologies, but that there are...
No, but safety first.
Safety first is always paramount in everything that we do. All of our aircraft are 2015 or newer. We keep them at very high levels of oversight. They have very frequent inspections. And that's obviously something that we want to hang our hat on.
Right. Let's talk a little bit about sustainability. You are spending fuel, but you are certainly over 8 people driving separately from New York to Boston. You're the sustainable choice. But let's talk about the future. I mean, are you looking at other ways to fly, like electric?
Yeah, certainly. So we're very conscious of our footprint. Obviously, our planes are combustion engines. They do burn fuel. They are better than, let's say, a private airplane or a helicopter, or certainly 8 people driving. Also, regional aviation is going to be the first to be impacted by electric and hybrid aircraft, and we are actively working with some of the manufacturers of some of those new technologies, whether it be Beta or Electra. There's a few partners that we have, and we have early positions and are anxious to operate some of those aircraft within our smaller footprint. Most of our stage lengths are going to be very well suited for those aircraft, and you'll see us be early adopters of that.
And it means, when you said stage length, you mean the length of the trip?
Yes. Yeah, our longest trip really is between New York and Boston. Most of our flights are actually 100 miles or less.
Let's now switch to travel advisors. That's our audience. We're going out to over 126,000. What do you want them to know? Well, one thing is luggage. When they talk to first they got to figure out which is the client. Who is your client?
Yeah, so this service, very clear, our value proposition is we are by far the fastest way between New York and Boston. The same applies to all of our other routes, whether they be Nantucket or Provincetown or other places. By bypassing airports, bypassing the need to get to the airport, bypassing long security lines, crowds of 150 people, all those other things, you're not only doing this faster, about an hour and a half faster versus a commercial aircraft between New York and Boston, you're also reducing stress, and you're reducing the number of friction points, whether that be bridge and tunnel traffic or unexpected blockages, or the dreaded, I arrived 3 hours early to the airport because everything was so smooth, but I'm still wasting my time at the airport. All of that is less. Our terminals are, this terminal here, we're in the Manhattan terminal right now, and we're about 10 to 15 minutes from both Midtown and Wall Street. So very accessible to the city. The same can be said from our Seaport District location. Your walking distance to South Station and all the financial district, as well as the booming Seaport District.
Now, would you say that this is a luxury product, or let's talk about pricing, and also let's talk about commissioning.
Yeah, so this is certainly a premium product. Typically, our fares range anywhere from $395 to $895 one way. That's typically 1.5 to 2 times the price of what it will cost you on a train or an equivalent plane. There's for us there are fixed costs there that we have to account for, and really our ideal passenger is someone who values time. You're looking at least 3 hours round trip, in addition to the reduced stress and the kind of semi-private nature of what we do. But we certainly aim to be a product for a lot of people, and we see that in the passengers who are flying with us. It's really a mixture of business and leisure travelers, kind of higher value business travel, premium leisure travelers. We're dog friendly. We have a huge group of dog owners that fly with us routinely because your pet comes on board with us. Any pets under 20 pounds fly free. Larger pets are also welcome. We've taken some very large dogs. They have to pay for a seat, but many pet owners, that's a really valuable thing.
So now let's talk about weight and luggage.
Sure. So our planes are weight sensitive. Our standard ticket has a 20-pound total luggage limit. That's a rollerboard that's not overly packed. We do want to be able to accept more if a flight is not full. Passengers can ask if extra weight is allowed. Frequently, that's true. There's also an option, of course, to purchase extra weight well in advance. At fees ranging from $250 all the way to the price of a full seat, based on how much extra luggage they need.
Are there other things you want travel advisors to? Oh, let's talk about the commissioning.
Yeah, so our fares are available in through the global distribution systems, the GDSs. We have a code-share partnership with Southern Airways, which is code 9X, 9X-ray. So you will see the flights under 9X. It's important to note that we depart from different IATA codes than what you're used to in New York and Boston.
Right.
For any travel agents out there who are listening to this, our IATA codes are NYS. That's November Yankee Sierra, and in Boston it's BNH, that's Bravo November Hotel. Those are what you need to be looking for in order to find our flights. Most of our fares are commission eligible for travel agents. It's a very unique feature in domestic travel to have commission eligible fares. I would hope that people will take advantage of that. We want travel agent participation in what we're doing.
Where can they get more information? You've got a website, and are there any programs or promotions or anything that they'll learn on the website?
Yeah, so our website is flytailwind.com. All of our fares can be purchased and booked there. For commission-eligible fares, we can set up a private login, but really through the GDS, the commission should automatically apply based on your ARC number. We have a whole corporate sales team that can reach out to you. The best thing to do is to email VIP@flytailwind.com. That'll get to someone on my team who will reach out and make sure that you snag up those commissions and drive your passengers to an experience that is completely mind-blowing. I mean, it's really differentiated. I think that's one of the most unique things. People come off and they say, this was totally amazing. I didn't have crowds. I was here super fast. It was pleasant. It's rather unique. I took pictures of all of Manhattan.
It was jaw-dropping.
The whole thing. Yeah. But really, I just got here fast. Speed is key.
Now, we have travel advisors who are doing groups. Can they charter? Can you get all 8 seats? Let's talk about that for a minute.
Yeah, so we do a lot of charter. All of our seaplanes are available for charter for up to 8 people. We can fly anywhere within about a 500-mile radius of either Boston or New York quite easily.
So, in other words, they can buy up the existing flight, or you could set up a new flight just for them.
Yes, so either one, or set up a new destination. We do corporate golf retreats. We do outings all over the place. We take people to their yachts. Highly flexible place. I didn't coin this, but really the Cessna Caravan EX that we operate is really the Swiss Army knife of regional aircraft. With its amphibious and land-based capabilities with the wheels, we can go into almost anywhere, whether it be an urban core or whether it be a very remote ocean destination.
So that's what I was liking it to. We talk about people on river cruises, and that each port is it's like the old highway of ancient times, and it's always in the middle of the city. You arrive there, and you do the same thing. You take us to the middle of the action.
Yeah, it's hard to underestimate how central this location really is. I mean, the UN is only 10 blocks away. You're right near Union Square over here. So,
and the same in Boston?
It's the same in Boston as well. I mean, most of the nice hotels and corporate offices are all down in that Seaport district now, and financial district, which is just adjacent. Many of our passengers walk to the plane.
And so you're starting to do partnerships with hotels?
We do. We have a number of hotel partnerships with the St. Regis, and the Four Seasons. There's a few others as well.
More to come. And more ports to come. So let's talk about, do you have, is it too soon to discuss what you're thinking about?
Oh, our expansion plans. Yes. Oh, yeah. Well, we're always expanding. We've been expanding. We added Nantucket this year. Optimistic for next year that we'll add Boston to Martha's Vineyard. And then a really big project of ours really is to, we already ran to D.C. last year. We went to Dulles Airport. We're optimistic to get into a place a little closer to the center of D.C. I cannot tell you exactly where, but optimistic that will launch this spring. That'll be a great benefit for Manhattanites.
And what about...
offering similar benefits to what our Boston service does today.
Are you going to be East Coast centric, or are you thinking of going a little south and then maybe west?
So ultimately, we will expand beyond that. We already do send a couple of our aircraft down to do some charters in the winter months. Our service is seasonal. That's an important thing to note. We do not operate between New York and Boston from December 15th to April 1st. But we do operate outside of those windows, so about 8.5 to 9 months.
It was absolutely thrilling. I hope you've enjoyed the videos we've been showing you throughout this conversation. I hope it inspires you to think about who in your client list would benefit from this. We're going out, as I said, to 126,000 travel advisors. Is there any last words you want to tell them?
I think we're on the cutting edge of what I would call real urban mobility solutions, right? And this is, we use proven technology, proven pilots, all of the current margins that everyone is looking for. We do it today, and we look forward to evolving into something even more interesting in the future. I guarantee you it's something that your clients are going to remember.
Well, Peter, thank you for talking to us.
Thank you, Alan.
And this is Alan Fine for Insider Travel Report.